Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I am here to do some budgeting. So I'm going to be doing a true paycheck to paycheck budget. I'm not going to say I'm stressed, but I am going to say that mainly when I'm prompted to, when I feel challenged or empowered to sit down with our finances, it's typically when I am a little bit more so on the stress side of things. So as you guys know, we are looking to pay off, you know, a nice chunk of change of debt this month, and we have paid about half of it, so we have about half of it to go. And I'm just trying to do some calculations to see what we're working with, because we have some things coming up and we need to be able to make the debt payment while also doing the fun stuff. We have 2 trips coming up within the next 2 weekends, which kind of worries me, but not really. Like, it only worries me because I'm trying to put so much towards debt. So anyway, one rule of thumb I would like to think is sitting down with your finances at least weekly to see what's what bills are coming up, what paydays are coming, what income is coming in, the incoming, the outgoing, all of that. Of course, it will depend on your financial situation, will determine the length of the time that you're sitting down with your finances. We're going to see how long I have to sit down with mine, but I really do think that it's important because we just have a lot going on right now, and we're working on a lot of different things, and we just have a lot going on. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and flip to May in my budget planner, and I'm actually going to skip to this page here, and I'm not going to use any stickers and whatnot, I do not believe, but I am probably going to use some highlighters or maybe some like color pens or something to maybe jazz up some things. Not quite necessary, but I've been loving using highlighters, so that's just the level of extraness, the level of extra that I'm willing to go to. And I have a little sticky note here, I have a calculator, my phone, and this note sheet over here in my planner, and then I have highlighters and pens and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get some things in order because we just really need to make sure that we are going to be able to make this payment, because I will be honest, I don't want to say failure is not an option, but not meeting goals that determine other goals is really not an option for me. So therefore, it's just who I am as a person, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually highlight. So I'm gonna highlight just because I feel like it. So I'm gonna do incoming here, and then we will do outgoing down here, and then I'll just have to take some notes and stuff and see where we are. Just see where we are. I'm clearly stressed. So let's talk about what we have in our account right now. I guess I can use my calculator on my phone. So the current amount that we have in one of our accounts, well, we'll just do for both accounts. So, well, we'll just do all of the money that we have at this very moment in our checking accounts, which we have 2 of them. 1182 plus 651 plus 58. So we have some money in a PayPal account. So the current is $1,891. As for Etsy, this is like some serious lowballing, but I'm going to budget $200 for Etsy on Monday. So that would be a Monday payday. That would be Monday, well, the 28th. It's not going to come on Monday, that's Memorial Day. That would be a payday for next Tuesday. And again, that's kind of lowballing it, but that's when I'm expecting to come in. Also, from Amazon, I'm expecting $130, and then from a check, I'm expecting $1,007. So this does not actually include, let's make sure we hit all the income sources. Yes, this does not include my husband's payday, which is going to happen over here because his payday is pretty much already a done deal. It's going to have to pay for our car insurance premium, which is due on the June the 5th, which I think I have it scheduled for a couple days ahead of time possibly, which is $945. It's going to have to pay for renter insurance. That's about to come out for $200, and it's gonna have to pay, like, that check is pretty much already like a done deal. It's gonna have to pay for a ton of stuff. I'm not worried about that because we already prepared for that, but I am kind of worried because we're gonna try to make the debt payment from our checking without having to go into our savings, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having a savings if we're dipping into it too frequently because we're not budgeting the income that we have accordingly. So as for here's where the extra-ness is going to come in. I want to do the total, and I'm going to leave that blank in case another one comes in. I'm going to do the total. I just got a text message. That was funny. Did I even add this up? 1891 plus 200 plus 130 plus 1007. Okay, let's do it again on the page because I had combined some and that kind of got stressful. This will also help me determine, you know, what kind of moves we need to make in order to be successful and actually meet our goal, like how we're going to have to cut back and stuff like that. Okay, so that was accurate. So our total is actually $3,228. So that's what we're going to be working with minimum from now until the end of the month. So as for outgoing, that's where things are about to get real. Oh, shoot, I'm clearly stressed. All right, so let's look at what bills are going to come out. So again, renter insurance is going to come out, but we don't necessarily have to account for that. It's going to come out sometime this week, I believe, but we don't have to account for that. I put it on the wrong date because that will come out from my husband's check. It's going to come right out of the account where the check is deposited. And then this was paid. That was paid. It was actually ended up being less than that. Cell phones, that's an expense. So we'll do phones, which are 80. Why? Like a little free whiteout. I believe my husband broke this. Let me test it out before I do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has, oh, I think I just fixed it. I'm gonna say he's broken all of my whiteout, actually. But whatever, I'll get that. I just fixed that. So $86.50 for phones, and then we have, this is why I like to reference my monthly spread. I keep ripping that page. It's not a good look. Life insurance, and then personal trainer. I'm actually finished with the personal trainer because our gym is closed down, and I'm not going to be driving all over Timbuktu or driving to Timbuktu trying to figure out how we can train. So I have a gym membership. I can just go and use it. So those are actually the only two bills. Sometimes I like to reference this to make sure. Like paid, not paid, personal travel, toiletries, personal trainer, gym, those are paid. Car insurance is about to be paid in June, maybe, I guess. Life insurance, renter insurance, life insurance, renter insurance. Renter insurance is about to be paid. Life insurance will be paid next week. And that's pretty much all for our bills. So another major expense is actually our hotel, because we're going out of town this weekend and we need to budget for that. So I really shouldn't be budgeting for this first. Like, I believe that you should kind of take care of the more important things first, but truth be told, it's not like we're going to back out or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and write in the amount for that, and then I'm going to wait to factor in. I'm gonna wait to factor in like our budget for how much we plan to spend while in Atlanta. So we're gonna wait for that. I'm looking over here at some of my bills to pay over on my little note sheet over here that I have. And that's pretty much the only one. Oh, we do have another. So we have to pay our credit card bill of $349 because a couple of reasons. So first of all, I just got I've always had, okay, let's walk with me, talk with me. So as you guys know, we paid off all of our credit cards 2 years ago, but I actually cut up, I cut up all of my cards and I just didn't have them on hand. So basically I couldn't use them, but I didn't close all of the accounts. I closed 2, 1 auto closed, and so I currently have 1 credit card. I did not have a physical card, until I realized that I was going to be renting a car to go home. So I went ahead and ordered a card. So I now physically have a card. But before that, I had to pay for an expense that's related to business using a card. And typically, like sometimes when I'm doing like sketchy online stuff, I don't really know what's what, I will try to use a credit card, but I'm not often doing sketchy stuff. But anyway, so $200 is on that card for that, which I should be reimbursed for that. I could reimburse myself at any moment. So I'm going to see if I'm going to reimburse myself actually. And then $150 is because one of my family members needed money. And so, they really needed a card so that they could pay for something. And so naturally I gave the credit card number to my cousin. So that was $150 almost. So that's where the $350 is coming in. All of which should technically be reimbursed. But, if you loan out money or whatever, that's just what happens. As far as the $150, it's supposed to be coming back starting next week. The person has a payment plan. I'm trying to be vague here and not tell this person's business. That's why I'm kind of getting choked up or not articulating my words properly. But that money should start being paid back next week, but I'm not counting on that because the credit card has to be paid before that. And then the other money, I don't think I'm going to reimburse myself for that business expense until probably June. So that's just going to be a slight L that we're going to have to take. So moving on, card money. And then honestly, I'm looking at the budget and I'm trying to recall all of the expenses that we have coming up. I'm pretty much at max for my allowance. I can imagine that my husband's probably going to spend, the easy way to do this is just to go into our every dollar budget and look and see how much he has left. So he has $60 left. I don't think he's going to spend the $60. If I had to guess, he would probably spend about $20 or $30. So I'm actually going to budget for that just so I know. Again, it's not like a huge thing as far as allowance goes because our allowances aren't big enough and don't make a huge enough dent to really worry about. But he may spend his $60, so I'm going to put that there. Also, as for gas, my husband's probably going to need some more gas, and I am too. So for gas, I'm doing this up until the end of technically I'm going up until our next payday, which would be June the 6th, but I'll be out of town the 1st through the 4th, so I'm trying to keep that in mind. But technically this is a paycheck to paycheck budget from now up until the time that we get paid again. And I am anticipating a Etsy payday on the first Monday of June, which is the first Monday in June, which would be June the 3rd. But I don't really budget for Etsy paydays because they're too variable for my liking, because they vary too much, $100 to $500. I've had like $1,000 one. It just depends on if I have a new release and all of that. So I'm not actually budgeting for that next Etsy payday, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So as for gas between now and then, I'm actually going to budget for, not for the trip, but for us running around town, I'm probably going to do, I'm going to have to do $25.50. I'm going to do $70 for gas for my husband and me between now and June the 6th or the 5th, because we get paid again on June the 6th. Okay, so moving on to, I do actually anticipate I'll probably get a fill-in and my nails painted and my eyebrows done between then. So I'm going to do beauty, and I'm trying to be as realistic as I possibly can, and I'm going to do 10, 50, I'm going to do 70 for beauty. And then I'm just looking at our budget categories. This is typically where we spend. Oh, we'll do that one later. Donations / gifts, toiletries, miscellaneous, travel, personal trainer, gym, gas. Okay, food would be the next one. So for 2 weeks, I'm probably gonna do $250 for food for my husband and me. So that's pretty much all of the expenses that we have coming up that I can actually, that's not all of them, but that's the bulk of the expenses that we have coming up between now and 2 weeks from now. So let me actually put this on here so this isn't confusing. This is for May 23rd through June the 5th. There we go. Okay, so let's do the total for this one, and then we'll keep budgeting. Okay, so we have 3,228 minus 8650 minus 4219 minus 336.24 minus 349 minus 60 minus 70 minus 70 minus 250. Okay, so that leaves us with $1,964.07. So here's where it gets tricky. As for our debt payment, between now and then, because we won't make the remaining May debt payment until June, because we like to reconcile we would like to reconcile our May budget before we go ahead and move on to making a debt payment. It just kind of makes sense to kind of close out the budget and let all of the payments that are happening on the 27th and the 28th and all of that, let all of that clear our account, and then go ahead and start the new month fresh. And then after everything's all clear and well and good, go ahead and make the debt payment. It just kind of makes more sense, because we have some bills that come out near the end of the month, and we have paydays that come near the end of the month, and all of that kind of gets confusing. So we like to let all of that clear, and then once we're in the clear, go ahead and make the debt payment. So as for how much we still need to put towards debt, so the goal for this month was $31.20. So far, we made a payment for let's actually see. We made a large debt payment for $1,350 minus 1,3. I'm actually gonna round it up. 51 equals, and then we also made a minimum payment that came out today actually for $73. So that means we technically need to make a debt payment of $1,696. So the debt payment is supposed to be $1,696. Now let's see how that would work as for this budget. 1,697. Okay, so our next thing that we have here is our remaining balance, which is $267.07. Okay, so assuming everything goes accordingly, then we would essentially have about $267 to spend in Atlanta, because all we've budgeted for so far is the hotel. So Atlanta, there's no way we're gonna spend $267 in Atlanta. We would probably spend I mean, honestly, let me see. We'll be there for 2 days technically. So we need like dinner money and then lunch and dinner money, basically parking, like stuff like that. So we probably look at about, I mean, to be realistic, I'm gonna say maybe $400, which means that if we subtract $400, we would be in the negative $132.93. Now, there is money that's supposed to come, money owed. So one family member is supposed to pay $40 on Friday, and then the other one is supposed to pay 85 times 2, 170 plus 40, which is 210. What did I say that was? So, if the money's paid back, we will be looking at $77.07. So, I'm honestly, think that, I mean, I'm obviously not counting on that money to come back to me. I'm just saying it's a hypothetical situation. My suggestion would be to not pull from savings, but rather to my hope is that the Etsy payday that's coming up on Tuesday. Well, I have various ways of earning money, but my assumption would be that because that's probably going to be higher than the bare minimum that I budgeted for, that we would actually, hopefully, you know, the check will be more than 132, maybe 200 more than anticipated. So maybe like 400. And then that's kind of how we're going to be in the clear. So that would be my guess. It's really obviously the going out of town that's kind of hurting us this time. But I think that all will be well there. So, yeah, as of right now, we're going to have to either, probably could cut the food budget in half. We have been eating at home, so we're going to have to cut down on food, or I'm going to have to forego my nails and all of that, or we're going to have to find a way to either bring in more money or to decrease expenses. So worst case scenario, we make up for that by spending less on food, which is quite feasible because we are going out of town. So I don't really see us spending $250, 'cause I'm going to be out of town both weekends, so I don't really see us spending $250 when I'm going to be out of town for 6, 7. We'll be out of town in total 7 days. So, yeah, those are my thoughts out loud regarding this budget. So, I'm actually going to highlight this because, like I said, if the money comes back, or even if one person, if this person pays half and that person pays all, then we could be in the clear that way too. Like I said, I'm not really counting on that because obviously that's super far-fetched to count on money that I've already loaned out and probably won't make it back. But I did want to kind of walk you guys through this process. I do this frequently, normally on like, you know, paper, a sticky note. I use the heck out of a sticky note to, you know, write out anything or just get my thoughts out if I can't get them out in like an organized, clear way. But this is what I am. You know what, guys? Pause. I think that, oh, the Erin Condren pens on the Erin Condren paper with the mild line, it doesn't smear. That's a thing. Just thought I would throw that out there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so no need for me to ramble on. This is what we are working with. I don't anticipate I mean, we probably will have some more money coming in. I can't imagine that we won't, due to all of the sources of income that we have. Let's see, that already came. That came. Yeah. So yeah, this is what we are going to be working with for the next 2 weeks. We are currently in the negative and are going to have to come up with $132, $133, or decrease some of our expenses. So pretty much just means that, I mean, this is the result of spending money like you have no sense and like you have no budget. Although we've been doing good this month, but it's kind of starting to catch up to us, and we're like, okay, things just got real a couple of weeks ago, and it's time for us to kind of tighten up and make this, you know, and get serious about this. So probably, I'll be honest too, I may go ahead and reimburse myself that money. I mean, I'm just kind of purposely waiting. I can obviously go ahead and reimburse myself. So if I do that, that's $200 that we get back as well. So anyway, this is just a process that I like to do to kind of see what's what and make sure everything's going accordingly, and to mainly make sure that we can make our debt payment, because if it weren't for this debt payment, then obviously I wouldn't have a need to do any of this. But because we are trying to pay off debt while also living a little, it's important that we, you know, keep in mind that our spending habits need to reflect the fact that we're trying to pay off a whole lot of debt. So anyway, these are my thoughts spit out on paper in an organized way, because in my brain they definitely were not organized. So I just wanted to walk you guys through this process, or just talk you guys through it, just kind of chat with you while I did this. Typically I do these in private or whatever, you know, like I said, on a sticky note. I can be anywhere, at a doctor's office, at work, at wherever. If I'm feeling like I need to do a budget check-in or check in with our finances, then I do it just on the spot. Today I just happen to be at my desk with a camera. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.